The developing world is ready for more taxes because most things in the developing world are underfunded. And if those taxes are green, then why not? And there's every reason for green taxation to thrive and prosper in the developing world because it's progressive, much more progressive than in the rich world. Take a large middle-income country like Indonesia or India. The carbon footprint of the rich is between 17 and 27 times more than the carbon footprint of the poor, top 10% and bottom 10%. So if you tax fossil fuels, they are unlikely to reduce their consumption of fossil fuels, if that is your objective. But they're quite likely, they'll happily pay the tax because they're rich. And so you'll get more revenue. And you can use that revenue then to do good things, including for sustainability. So green taxes are good if they bring in more revenue, in my view. When it comes to the incentive effects of green taxation, I'm not so sure they work that well because the per capita carbon footprint of developing countries is very low. So if you're going to tax environmental bads, then that is unlikely to make people, incentivize people to doing other things. It may even have perverse effects. Tax fossil fuels, cross-subsidize those whose livelihoods might be affected, who are in poverty or vulnerable because of your taxing fossil fuels. Try and incentivize companies and people to adopt more green technologies by rewarding them for adopting those technologies, but not by subsidizing those technologies at point of entry. I think that is enough for a green taxation agenda going forward. I think the unintended consequences of green taxation in terms of its distortionary effects needs far more study. I think the distinction between taxing rich people for their carbon footprint and taxing countries for their carbon footprint, we need research that makes a distinction between these two. And I think it is important that the principles of public finance be reiterated when it comes to environmental fiscal actions. So the fiscal policy cannot be blind to the need for environmental reform, nor can it be driven, like anything else, by the need for environmental reform. So I think these simple rules and the reinforcement of these rules should be priorities for researchers. And in conclusion, I'd like to say, therefore, I'd like to see more economists of taxation working on environmental taxation than environmentalists working on the economics of taxation. Maybe that's just me being parochial.